So hi everyone, this is Stasha Swartz from On the Mend of Restorative Massage. If you watched part one of this video, you saw me working on Sid and his front end especially. Now we're going to move to his back. Check me out on my website, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. It's all Horses on the Mend. And if you like what you see or have any questions, feel free to contact me. Again, through any of those platforms. My email is horsesonthemend@gmail.com. And I'm more than happy to answer any questions and to help set up an appointment so that you can see the benefits of massage for your own horse. Just as a disclaimer, I am not a vet. I am not in place of traditional veterinary, farrier, dentistry medicine. This is an alternative therapy that is meant to help address soft tissue concerns for your horse. Okay. So I just finished up with his front end. It's now time to move to his back end. You can already see well, maybe you can't see because my phone's in a salt block holder. Last time I put it somewhere else, he knocked me into the water bucket. So he was pretty reactive going through here. He was pretty reactive in his front end through his shoulder and his neck and his pole. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start addressing his back. And so here I'm using the Percussion Stroke at light, moderate, and heavy. And I explained in the other video, I unfortunately busted my ass, well actually my elbow, when I fell on some ice visiting family in Ohio. And so you will see me use more of my right hand because I can do very limited movements with my left, and it tires more easily. So we did some compression, and now just doing some light, large circles. And what this does is just warms up the back. If you've ever had a massage where you have a problem area, probably your massage therapist tries to warm up those muscles, both top layers and the bottom layers of muscles, for getting in there, because otherwise it might get too sore. So doing some close-ups. Good job. Good job. Okay. Oh, I can't do that with my left. Okay, so now I'm gonna do some zigzag strokes, see where he's reacting. It's funny, so he's reacting right here, but I can feel it down here. So that's why it's important to always have your hands and your eyes open, looking and watching, seeing how the horse's face is reacting and then how his body's reacting. It also goes to show, you know, I know a lot of people are starting to use those massage guns, but there's probably nothing wrong with a massage gun. However, when you use a massage gun on one specific spot, you might actually be transferring whatever tension you're trying to address, you're transferring it to another body part. And that's the thing, whenever we do these massages, these sports massages on horses, we're not just doing spots and parts of the horse, because we recognize that we might be pushing the tension somewhere else. And for those of us who have been around horses for a long time, we know that our horses have their favorite sides, they have their not so favorite sides. And we know that when the horse most horses' least flexible side is typically their right side, at least in my experience. And so what they do is they compensate a little bit more with their left side because they don't want to use the right side. And so that's why I have found that some horses are a little bit more reactive. A little bit more reactive on the left side because they try to compensate for that right side stiffness and inflexibility. And so whenever he's flinching, whenever his skin is shaking, or I feel a road bump in here, So he's pretty reactive. This is, you can see him swinging his head at me. This would be where the seat of the saddle belongs. And so he's definitely tense and tight back here. His muscle is definitely very stiff back in here. Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. And so I'm continuing to use the zigzag stroke and then the direct pressure stroke to help break up the muscle spasms and knots, help release that tension, help release any toxins that are building up in there. Just, again, just like human athletes, just like human athletes. Let's get feeling better. Here. You know, horses build up toxins in their muscles from being worked. It's just a naturally occurring process. And just like human athletes, that's why massage can be so beneficial, because it helps to break that up. And, you know, the buildup of toxins is what, is part of the process, I guess, of muscles getting tired, muscles getting tense, muscles getting stiff, because that fluid is building up, like those toxins are building up in their muscles. Yeah, I know. I'm just working it, buddy. Okay, what I think I'm gonna do is I've got a hot pocket. I'm going to get that and just kind of warm up his back a little bit. Yeah. And this is a stroke along the back anyway, is to sweat the kidneys. And so I'm just using that technique along his back here. Just to help make it feel good. I literally use a heating pad every night on my back. It just helps just to release tension. It just feels good. And so I'm just kind of thinking and using that same mindset here to help him a little bit. What I'm going to do is just do some compressions. Yeah, does that feel good, huh? Yeah, there we go. So I'm just using moderate pressure to just kind of now check the muscles, and it's definitely feeling better, not as reactionary. Okay. Now we move to the ribs. We've done a good job of loosening up that top line. It helps loosens up the ribs. Do you mind? He doesn't, in case you're wondering. Just a little spot right there. And so here on the ribs, it's a little bit more challenging to get to the muscle because of the ribs, obviously. And so what I'm doing is I'm palpating and then applying direct pressure wherever I feel something where he's reactive. And just helping to break up anything along the rib cage. I'll be honest, when I first started this and I thought, oh, well, the ribs are going to be really place, they're always reactive. I actually haven't found that to be the case. I'll find a spot here and there, but nothing. Yeah, you were a little bit reactive on this side. So I noticed, like right here, We're getting closer to the point of hip on this side and on the other side. He's reactive. So, and I can just feel the muscle, it just feels tight. It just doesn't feel at all like that nice, gooey, like, you know, flowing, rippling muscle. And so I'm just, yeah, I know. Oh, careful. I was saying careful more to myself than to him. So he does not like that right here. So I'm going to decrease my pressure a little bit. And probably you saw him push up a little bit. So I'm just going to treat that spot. There we go. Just let him relax into it. Oh, I know. Is that better? Huh? Is that better? There we go. No flinches there. Now we're just doing some light, moderate, and heavy percussion strokes back here. Yes, and then doing some cat paw. You stop. My gosh. This horse, when I feed him treats, I swear I could like be feeding him a stick of dynamite and he would still eat it. He doesn't even check anymore. He just puts his food or his nose right out there for the food. Okay, now we're moving back here to the point of hip. I'm just going to be curious to see how he's acting in his hindquarters back here, because he's often pretty tight through there. You know, Sid is a dressage horse. Allie's working him towards her silver medal, I believe. And I think he's a thoroughbred quarter horse cross. And he has these short, small, compact little quarter horse muscles that are just a little strange sometimes. It's to work on. So you see me struggling a little bit. I want to keep my safety hand just because of his reaction to the ribs. So now I'm just doing some compression strokes in front of the point of hip. And now I'm going to just do some zigzags just to see that he's actually being pretty good. Okay. And now I'm just doing some percussion, light, moderate, and heavy through here. Just I feel like his muscles kind of loosen up. There we go. There we go. And now I'm going to do some zigzags. But he's actually not reacting, so that's good. I'm just going to open up the top of his hindquarters here with some heavy pressure percussion. And then there's a spot right off the top. So back here, once I do the percussion to just open up the muscle groups, then I do zigzag. And any spot he's reactive, I use the direct pressure stroke to help break up whatever's going on in that muscle. This is a little bit challenging because, again, I technically should be using my left hand. There we go. Yep, right there. So I don't know if you could see very clearly, but he wanted to pick up his left hind leg just because it was an ouchie spot. What's nice about with the massages when you're doing them and you're treating them, and it's just, for me, it's just been so rewarding to see almost the immediate reaction where they go from being ouchy to all of a sudden you can touch their muscles and the muscles are nice and soft and supple and the horse isn't reacting to you doing that. And then when you get the horse under saddle or you're working, see here he's eliminating some waste, so that's good. That's a good sign. Because again, when we're breaking up the toxins, then they're eliminated. The body needs to eliminate, and so they need to poop and they need to pee. You make a better door than a window. So I know you can't see. I really need to invest, I think, in a video camera stand. Right back here. Okay. Yes, I see you. So again, he's reacting. I'm finishing on my last pass of the zigzag. And I'm just finishing up a direct pressure stroke. And then I'm just gonna, look at that, a nice bouncy butt. Yeah, look at that, a nice bouncy butt. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back into the hamstring. Do some percussion and then some cat paw. Feeling anything, he's not really reacting, so that's good. Okay, now I'm gonna work on his butt cheek back here and do some light, moderate, and heavy compression strokes to open things up. I'm going to palpate. He was a little reactive back in here on the other side, so we'll see if he is. Right there. Okay, he's going to go on the heavy pass, just at the top of his butt cheek. And a little right there too, huh? So he lifted up his leg, lifted his tail. He's telling me it's a little sore. You feel a little muscle spasm in there. So I stopped the palpation. Now I'm doing the direct pressure stroke again, just to help break that up. And then up here at the very top of his butt cheek and repeat a direct pressure stroke because he did react to that during the palpation. Moving to the side of the hip and compressing at light, moderate, and heavy. Palpating. Right there at the top. I thought there wasn't going to be a reaction, but he gave me one right here. So direct pressure stroke. And then I'm going to move down to the stifle joint. Ugh. Sorry. That noise is just because of my arm. This is a little bit tough. But with the stifle joint, it can be a pretty sensitive area, especially right up in here. Oh, it's on low battery mode. Oh, close. I'm still going? Okay, good. So this stifle joint is a pretty tender area. I was saying, especially right up in here. And so I usually spend a good amount of time just trying to loosen it up and get this whole area, even where it's a little bony. Just applying varying degrees of pressure, because again, this can be ticklish, it can be sensitive, and so you just don't want to dive right into that stifle joint. And then I just use a cat paw on the inside and just kind of help break up any muscle lesions, any tension right here. And then I move to the back leg. This mirrors what I do on the front leg. Do 6 passes. Do some moderate strokes through here and some light strokes. What I really think is neat when you're doing this, part of the massage sequence is to, follow the leg down and just check to make sure that the legs aren't overheating. But what I think is really nice is you just feel that improved circulation in the legs and hooves, and again, it's like this immediate feedback of what the massage is doing. And then we close off with just some gentle tail tugs. Tail tugs. Nothing hard, but it's just a little bit to stretch out that tail. There you go. You are such a good boy. Okay, so again, my name is Stasha Swartz. I am the owner operator of On the Mend. You can find me on social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, at Horses on the Mend. And my website is horsesonthemend.com. You can DM me, PM me, or book on my website where I can get you set up so that we can do a massage for your horse. And you can see some of these great benefits of loosened up muscles, improved circulation, restoring balance, revitalizing the horse so that he feels good. And don't just think of massage as something that's just for the physical. This is something that's good for their mental well-being too. They're in here in their stall, munching away on hay if they want, and they're just getting a full body relaxation massage to help address those sore spots, help improve with any healing that may be taking place. Maybe your horse has experienced an injury or is getting over being sick and has been in the stall. These massages also help to maintain and improve muscle tone as well. So again, please contact me, Stasha Swartz, On the Mend, and I'd love to come out and help you and your horse. Bye everyone, have a good day.